Everybody do the banana beat. The longer can control their feet. They feel the beat on in the street. Island rhythm song so sweet. I say everybody do the banana beat. The longer can control their feet. They feel the beat on in the street.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: the owner of Maxub Enterprises in Taru, Zebediah Ja Maxwell, is the winner of the NDFD 2025 Green Innovation Summit. We will hear how much she has received as a result of winning the prestigious title at the weekend. Other news this morning: St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has urged both Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela to exercise restraint and resolve their differences peacefully and in line with international law. Venezuela and Trinidad are locked in a battle. We'll bring you details of these and more in the DBS Morning News Report.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc., the biggest distributor for the biggest brands.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. The news this morning is brought to listeners through the kind compliments of Fine Foods Inc., HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, and Petro Caribe. My name is Curtis Matthew. Here we go with our lead story. The owner of Maxub Enterprises in Taru, Zebediah Maxwell, is the winner of the NDFD's 2025 Green Innovation Summit. Maxwell's innovative enterprise, which involves the use of coconuts to reduce waste, beat of Strongfield when the summit was held at Jungle Bay Resort and Spa at the weekend. She walked away with $5,000.
So I am Rastafarian, so that love for the environment has always been instilled from me from birth, and my love for Dominica, amazing place, and I wish to see it be even more amazing. So taking part in this summit is on those passions, that environmental passion, that passion for people, wanting people to benefit and to live longer, live healthily. So taking part in the summit allowed me to push that idea forward, and I really enjoyed it. I had a fun experience. The NDFV team, they were amazing. Our sponsors also amazing. The mentorship, I enjoyed it. And I would definitely say during today, I was having fun as well as just remembering that all of us are winners. So for sure, that was a great experience for me. So my business is about reducing waste. So essentially we'd be utilizing one coconut and producing many products from that coconut. Of course, we produce coconut oil currently, so we'd be utilizing the other waste materials from the coconuts to produce more materials that people can purchase. Of course, I have my support team, my family, my mom, my dad, Ja, of course, my brothers. So they will be behind me, supporting me as well and helping to push that vision forward. Well, it's simple, really. I stuck to the criteria. I also had that enthusiasm because I love this idea. I know it's going to benefit Dominica and the people of Dominica. So I really brought that forth. And I also knew that in my slides, I was presenting to them not just a way to reduce waste, but a way to push Dominica to, becoming that climate resilient country that we want to be, as well as becoming even greener and cleaner.
And that's the winner of the NDFD Green Innovation Summit, Zabadija Maxwell of Taru. The first runner-up was Imamel Andrew and Shanice Bell in third place. The NDFD Business Entrepreneurial Development Manager, Donald Becasio.
I am filled with pride, gratitude, and optimism. This summit is more than an event. It is a strategic initiative aimed at identifying, refining, and advancing green entrepreneurial talent across Dominica. Our journey began on April 30 with the Idea Lab, where semi-finalists strengthened their business concepts through targeted training in creativity, innovation, and pitch deck development. A pivotal institutional panel featuring key agencies such as DOASCO, Solid Waste Management, the Geothermal Unit, and others grounded participants in Dominica's green development context. The day concluded with the selection of these outstanding finalists, marking the launch of an intensive mission-aligned path towards sustainable enterprise development. Over the course of 3 transformative days, the 2025 Green Innovation Summit guided our finalists through an intensive journey of training, mentorship, real-world exposure, and entrepreneurial development.
And that's the NDFD Business Entrepreneurial Development Manager, Donald Becasio. Other news this morning, Dominica's Finance Minister Dr. Irving McIntyre says government will introduce measures to deal with the cost of living when the 2025-2026 national budget is presented. He says, however, the cost of living has been influenced by external circumstances.
This was discussed in length, both as a cabinet and with the different groups that we met in the consultations. So it's something that everyone has been complaining about. But the truth is, our issue here is in our small developing island states is really the imported inflation. It comes from outside. Now, whether it's because of the increase in the freight, whether it's increase in the insurance, whatever the case may be, whether it's the tariffs, there are quite a few different things that will affect the cost of living. But it definitely affects us here in Dominica. Having said this, we are making all sorts of adjustments to see how we can cushion the effect on the common man so that it doesn't be in such a situation where he can't even really function and survive. So yes, we are addressing it. It will be addressed in this year's budget. Rest assured, yes, we're doing something about it. But important to note also, it is an issue, it's a worldwide issue. All countries are struggling with the cost of living. So we are going to address it as much as we can. Within our powers, we'll do what we can because we need to cushion the effect on the common man. That's what our government is all about, cushioning the effect on the common man. And you also have to recognize that government is the largest consumer of goods and services in the island. So while it may affect an individual at their home, it also affects us as a government. But we're definitely addressing it.
And that's the Minister responsible for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Local Government Commissioner Glenroy Toussaint has called for greater cooperation among sectors to promote health and wellness in Dominica. His call came as the Ministry of Sports and Community Development and the Ministry of Health collaborated to organize a health fair at the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard last week.
And we believe that wellness and health is not the sole responsibility of the Ministry of Health. And so we have to partner. And that is why this activity here this morning is a partnership between the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services and the Ministry of Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development. Of course, we clearly recognize the important role that health plays in the development of our country. But at the ministry, and particularly the Division of Local Government, we've just ended a month of activities to mark Local Government Month. And one of our strengthful themes was cultivating a culture of health, wellness, unity, and collaboration, importantly as well of community service. Because, of course, we have been playing our part in ensuring there is that sort of resilience in our communities. We must be mindful that we have the overall thrust of becoming the first climate resilient country in the world. And so, in doing so, each of us, the private sector, the government entities, individuals, organizations, we must come together as one to ensure that we have this healthy living, this wellness that we so want to encourage in our communities and our country.
Local Government Commissioner Glenroy Toussaint. Meantime, Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Community Development, Senator Oscar George, has called on men to take responsibility for their health.
In particular, I send a plea to our men who tend to be very reluctant in visiting medical professionals and to seek advice on their health. This is a problem we have to face head on. Our men are very reluctant to go into the doctors, and we have to put ourselves in a position and to make it easier and encourage them to support and go out to these events and take advantage of what is offered. And too many times we see that men only go to doctors when it's too late, because there's a culture of reluctance to visiting health professionals. So we have to take this on board and ensure that men are comfortable in visiting doctors. And I believe that events like this, fairs like this, can be a way of encouraging them to partake and take their health more seriously.
A Minister of State in the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Community Development, Senator Oscar George. A youth and community symposium is among events for the third Casibus reunion in August. Jefferson Drago of the Casibus Family and Friends Reunion says the organizers are upbeat ahead of the event.
The third edition of the Casibus Family and Friends Reunion is scheduled to be held between August 10th to 17th, 2025, where we'll have Casibusians and Dominicans alike converge on the beautiful village of Casibus for a week-long activity, which includes gospel explosion, cultural night, and very important, a youth and community symposium, which will highlight the way forward for Casibus, which will also highlight discussions on investment opportunities, which will also highlight the way forward, how we do things to enhance our community and how we do things to empower members of our community. We look forward to Dominicans converging on Casibus in very large numbers. There are beside them the CO part of it. We encourage you to save the date, August 10th to 17th, 2025. Come and enjoy Casibus. Come and have fun in Casibus, where people will meet their families which they have not met for years. And so we want to encourage stakeholders, we want to encourage people that we have written to participate in this reunion. It will be a very grand event.
And that's Jefferson Drago of the Casibus Family and Friends Reunion. Cabinet has approved a new policy for farm labor. Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer says the new policy will encourage migrant labor to deal with the insufficient labor for Dominican farmers.
An issue that was very topical last year, and I think it still is farm labor. I think everybody in here would have issues with the supply of reliable, quality farm labor. Cabinet has approved a policy where we can support farmers with migrant labor, but there are conditions to be met. Because dogs will come and say, okay, I need to import some person to work for me. So we have policies to be met. We're working closely with the Ministry of National Security, the Ministry of Labor, and our ministry to make sure the policy is in line and we satisfy your needs. But you have a checklist to go through. Once you meet that checklist, we'll be able to assist you. So if you have issues with that, you can see us at the ministry and we can guide you as to what you need to do to have some migrant labor to support you on your farm. But we said migrant labor for the farm and for the farm only under that particular program. Other sectors will have similar programs, but for now, we're talking agriculture.
And that's the Minister responsible for Agriculture, Roland Royer. In news from the region this morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has urged both Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela to exercise restraint and resolve their differences peacefully and in line with international law. He warned against inflaming the situation with strong language. Tensions between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela escalated last week after the Venezuelan Justice Minister alleged that a Trinidadian had been captured en route to Venezuela with a group labeled terrorists in an attempt to destabilize the government of Nicolas Maduro. Well, senior police officers in Trinidad have since confirmed that the person named by Venezuela had not appeared in Trinidad's criminal database. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar said last week Trinidad Coast Guard would have been placed on alert to use deadly force if any vessel from Venezuela sought to access local waters illegally. It is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's the news. Don't go away. The sports report comes up shortly.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Are you tired of having the same boring breakfast every morning? Well, Monflake Oats is the healthy and perfect solution just for you. Make your breakfast exciting by adding Monflakes to your pancakes, parfait, or even milkshake. Monflake can be found in different sizes and available in granola, such as Caribbean or Hawaiian. Stop worrying about what to prepare for your breakfast, dessert, snack, or even dinner. Monflake is the best addition to your meal. Grab yourself a bag today.
Locally distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available island-wide.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way. So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way. So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier pay employees on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with basketball news and news that the GGB of Guadeloupe won the Creole Northern Conference Basketball Tournament at the Massac Indoor Facility last night. The competition finished early this morning, and it's the GGB of Guadeloupe 87 points, Ravens of Guyana 73. So the GGB of Guadeloupe win in the tournament. It was the Creole Northern Conference Basketball Tournament that was played at the Massac Indoor Facility. The scores again, the GGB of Guadeloupe, 87 points, Ravens of Guyana, 73 in the match for third place. Well, the Detroit Blazers won against the 767 Dominators. Blazers won the match 83-72 to finish third. We'll bring you all the details of the tournament. We'll bring that to you in another sportscast. Let's move on to some football news now. The head coach of the national men's football team, Ellington Sabin, is aiming for a positive result as Dominica ends its campaign in the CONCACAF qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup tonight. The national football team could finish as high as third place in the group if they're able to get all 3 points in their final match against the Dominican Republic.
Well, some of the players looking sharp, some of them still look like they're trying to find their feet, but I mean, we have a game to play tomorrow, there's no excuses. We have to go out there and give up a good performance against the opponents. We know they're disappointed in their recent result because they just lost a game and we just won, so it's about going and taking the game to them tomorrow and come out with a positive victory, a positive result.
All right, Coach, let's look at what's at stake. Basically, third place is on the line. A victory for Dominica can, guarantee us a third place finish in the group. What would this say about the World Cup campaign in the end?
Well, so far, it wasn't bad. We lost our first 2 matches. Won by a landslide, won by a narrow margin. We won our third match. This is our final match. It's about going and trying to get 3 points in the game and come out third in the group. I mean, third is not a win. Third is not top of the group. Third is not guaranteed qualification, but third is better than 4th or 5th.
All right, Coach, let's look at the game tomorrow. And like you said, we had some work to do before we met the BVI in attacking. You're not too pleased with that. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, the attacking improved. I mean, we scored 3 goals in our last outing, so clearly the attacking improved. We cannot fault the players for the attacking abilities they showed in the last game. Now it's about showing our defensive abilities as well, because we know the DR team going to come pressing, they're going to come fighting, they're going to push for the victory. So it's about showing our defensive abilities. Might have some reshuffling of players to ensure that we solidify at the back there. But it's about just going out there tomorrow and having a good game and enjoying the game.
Well, I want to ask you this. What do you think will be the keys for victory for Dominica or keys for a positive result?
Well, preventing penetration and scoring any chance we get, whether it be 1, 2 or 3 chances. We know we don't normally get a lot of chances in these games. The last time we got very few and we managed to score 1 the last time we played them, and then in the second half They came out and scored a number of chances. So really and truly tomorrow is about remaining compact with penetration, constant communication, because if you don't communicate, then it's going to be guesswork and about putting away the chances that we get.
And that's the head coach of the senior men's national football team, Ellington Sabin. Well, that game between Dominica and the Dominican Republic is tonight. Meantime, Guatemala tops the group with 9 points and a better goal difference over Jamaica, who also has 9 points. The Dominican Republic and Dominica have 3 points each, and the British Virgin Islands are yet to get off the mark. Dominica will play the Dominican Republic tonight at 7 in the Dominican Republic. Now let's turn the attention to cricket news, because the West Indies batsman and former T20 captain Nicholas Pooran has shocked the cricketing world with his sudden retirement from international cricket at the age of 29. Pooran made the sudden announcement on Monday. He has played 167 times for the West Indies, and the decision will now allow him to concentrate on playing in lucrative franchise leagues. He had already skipped the ongoing T20 series against England to rest following his time playing for Lucknow Super Giants in the Indian Premier League. Cricket West Indies, in a statement yesterday, said they salute Pooran's achievements and thank him for the moments he has given fans across the region and beyond. While Pooran is not the first player to retire from internationals in favor of franchise leagues, his decision is one of the most significant given his age and profile. The West Indies captain Shea Hope was asked about Pooran's decision to skip the England series last week, but said that decision would not impact his future selection. Pooran last played for the West Indies in December 2024 in T20s against Bangladesh, but has not played in one-day internationals since July 2023 and does not play test matches. Pooran is the most capped West Indian in T20 internationals with 106 and the leading T20 run scorer with 2,275 runs. The West Indies head coach, Darren Sammy, says the team has to find a way to be better as they suffered another defeat on their tour of England. The Windies were beaten by 4 wickets in the second T20 Sunday and have now lost 5 white ball matches in a row against England on the current tour. The West Indies will play England in their final T20 match this afternoon at 1:30.
Yeah, very disappointing. The way we played in 2024, we were all looking forward to 2025, especially the contest we've had over the last 2 years against England, even though it's been at home. But we've been much more competitive in the series. So to lose both series and not get off the back yet, it's very disappointing because of the caliber of players we have in this team. I would have hoped it was enough. When you look at, the first inning average winning score is about 190. I thought we allowed them to settle in the middle between overs 7 to 15. I thought that's where we were off the ball a lot. Obviously the way Rovman, Jason, and Shepard played the last 5 overs, that was just superb. But we lost it in that batting from between 7 to 10 first by not losing a wicket and only scoring, I think, 27 runs. And then we're going at just above a run a ball between 10 to 15. They took all the momentum. And even when you score 16 runs and over in the last 5, it was not enough.
And that's the West Indies head coach, Darren Sammy. Let's break the trend for a little while to bring you some volleyball news and good news for Dominica. The national beach volleyball team of Mervyn Mingo and Bill Clark Frederick are the champions of the Caribbean. The duo won the ECVA, that's the Eastern Caribbean Volleyball Association Under-21 men's beach volleyball title in St. Kitts on Sunday. They beat St. Lucia in the finals Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, the Dominican female team of Alisa Bully and Joanne Pascal placed third. They won the bronze medal match beating Anguilla. The ladies won in 3 sets, winning 21-14, 20-20, and 15-5. The team of Mervyn Mingo and Bill Clark Frederick, champions of beach volleyball in the Caribbean. Let's go back to some cricket news. South Africa A will head into day 3 of their 4-day tour match with the West Indies A team in a commanding position after being able to bat the entire day on Monday. South Africa reached 324 for 7 at Storms on day 2. Ruan de Swart is not out 83 and Engelbrecht not out 77. Anderson Phillip has 3 for 63 and Justin Graves 2 for 48. Earlier in the match, the West Indies batsman Alec Athanaze got a half century as the West Indies A team batting first. They were bowled out for 220. Alec Athanaze got 65, Justin Graves 57 and Craig Brathwaite 35. The scores heading into day 3, it's the West Indies A 220 and South Africa A 324 for 7. South Africa A leads by 104 runs. Finally, the West Indies women's coach Shane Dietz says it's back to the drawing board following the women's disappointing showing against England. The West Indies ladies, they were whitewashed in both the one-days and T20s, losing 6 matches in a row. Dietz says the team will have to regroup.
Yeah, I think a great opportunity, learning experience for a lot of new players we're introducing. One thing we want to improve on is win the toss. We lost 6 tosses. Well, I think we lost about 11 of the last 12 tosses, which doesn't help any time. But yeah, all jokes aside, I think we had a chance to bring some players in, some new, and that's what we're looking for. Really, our sort of season, so to speak, begins in February next year. 2026 is a massive year for us. We've got 15 ODIs that obviously go for the next World Cup qualification. We've got a Test match and a World Cup, so we've got now 8 months to. We're probably in a rebuild situation, and then we've got 8 months to really work hard. And what we do over the next 8 months off the playing field is going to be the key thing for our performance next year. We've got a lot of things we work on off the field and the team culture, and then a lot of fitness and skill work to be required to do. So we've got a great opportunity now, play a few games against South Africa, and then have a really good off-field program for 7 or 8 months, and then come back 2026, to take on the rest of the world. That's the plan, and we're really excited about it.
And that's the West Indies women's coach, Shane Dietz. The West Indies losing all the matches played on the tour. Let's remind you, Friday afternoon at DBS Radio, a big Domino extravaganza. You can begin to continue to check Milia Joseph Dennis and the rest of the team who are planning that big Domino extravaganza at DBS Radio from 4. In fact, it's all part of events to celebrate the men ahead of Father's Day. That will take place at 4 o'clock Friday. I'm told that Ken George from the Lotteries Commission, Gerard George from one of the companies in Roseau. Of course, we are also told that Carlisle John Baptist, these guys will be part of the big extravaganza. I'm told that Curtis Matthew may be trying something on that day. We'll see how it goes, but you can contact Milia Joseph Dennis and the rest of the team. It's a massive Domino extravaganza outside DBS, in fact, in the DBS car park from 4 in the afternoon. And Milia Joseph, one of the better players in Dominica as far as Domino is concerned. She will be taking care of the event, and of course she too will be inspiring DBS as they win the title. It's almost, one can say that DBS will win the Domino title with the likes of Milia and others on the board. I cannot see DBS losing on that day. To me, Milia Joseph Dennis, DBS is the place to be to me on Friday afternoon.
That is correct.
As we celebrate the men.
That is to celebrate the men, yes.
Thank you very much.
All right.
That too is a look at the DBS morning news and sports. We have a news update at 11 o'clock, another major news package at 1:15 on behalf of the news and sports departments. And our link person, Milia Joseph Dennis, Curtis Matthew saying good morning.
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts,